How's it going? We are live on Instagram, and I'm really excited to welcome Stanley Glover, who's going to be sharing with us. Here he is. Come on in, Stan. This has been an extraordinary chance for us to. Yay!
Hi,
There
everyone.
he is. Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you today,
Good.
Thursday? Yeah.
Good. Just
Yeah.
finished class and conditioning. So
How is conditioning going?
it's good. James is sorry, I'm like trying to turn my phone.
That's okay.
It's good. James is really kicking our butt with the core work and all the things that we need. So it's been fun. I wish it
Good.
was a tad bit longer, but
Yeah, you wanted a little bit longer. Yeah, it's good. I know.
it's good. Yeah.
So, for everyone, this is Stanley Glover. You've been with BalletX how long?
This is my second year.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about your story. When did you start dancing, Stanley?
So I started dancing when I was 14 going on to 15, just at a local studio in my hometown, Chicago.
Mhm.
And it was just something like I always loved to dance. Like I used to do my school talent shows, and my mom used to be a cheerleading coach, so like she like taught me how to do a split like a long time ago. So like I kind of go with her the fact that she kind of stretched me out a little bit. Um, so without her knowing that I will become a dancer eventually. So just like a random thing, I just saw a studio that was down the street from my house, and I decided to join. I started off with hip hop at first because I was like, oh, I want to be like on the movies. I want to be on Step Up. I want to be like on the hip hop crew. And so when I was in the hip hop class, the ballet teacher at the time had came in just to watch, and she like looked at me. Then she like kind of like grabbed my leg and was like, "Oh no, you need to come to ballet class." So I was like, I don't really know, cause like I'm the only dancer in my family, so I wasn't. It was just something like fun I love to do, and I knew I wanted to do it, but I just didn't know how. So
Right.
at first I said no, but then after a while I like warmed up to it, and I went, and yeah, history
Did it
from there.
click? Did something, what did it feel? Do you remember some of those first ballet classes? What did it feel like?
It felt weird only because I never obviously moved like that. So it took some time to get used to, and then I saw how good the other girls were in the class. So I was like, wow, like they don't look like me because like I look a mess doing it right now. But I was like, that's what it's supposed to look like, and it's beautiful doing. So it's just like a challenge for me to like I want to look like that. So I just stayed in the studio. I did take extra classes. Told my parents I want to stay at the after school program at school with my dance teacher at my public high school. Um, so yeah, I just had to like work for it.
Did did so you have a great natural ability in so many different dance forms. Did ballet seem harder than the other jazz or contemporary, or were they equally all a challenge for you? And did you study them all equally?
It was um, equally all challenging for me because I feel like if you can't have some type of ballet foundation, you can't really do like jazz or like
Yeah, right.
that well. You could do it, but it won't be it won't be that well. But so they all were an equal challenge for me. The thing is, my training at the my local studio, it wasn't like heavily forced on ballet. Like we had class, but like it was like 45 minutes like one week. Like one day a week.
Right.
So like it wasn't like that strenuous. So like I didn't really get into training like my ballet technique until I got until college, and I met like Michael Sheridan and all those teachers who like took me under their wing to mold me because they saw so much potential, but I just didn't know how to use my body in a way in like that way of using like my technique or like finding where my body is capable of, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it took a while for me to like really hone in, and I think my first like 2-3 years at UArts were very like detrimental into my technical training.
Mm.
I
Because
mean,
yeah, why is that? It didn't help, or it was just like mentally detrimental.
um, No, New York's helped a lot. It just
Oh,
it took me a it helped me a lot only because
gotcha,
I came in not knowing so much.
gotcha.
And like I said, Michael and like all the ballet teachers, they like took me like under their wing to like
Yeah.
give me information that I didn't know at the time, which was amazing.
So while you were at UArts, um, you did a little thing called So You Think You Can Dance. Tell us
Yeah,
about that. How was that?
like it was fun, so much fun. I did it. Was it? It seems so long ago now. In 2014, I was 18 going on 19, so it was like my second year at school. And they actually had the audition at Miriam Theater, which is right across the street from my dorm. It was a couple of days before the audition. I wasn't gonna audition at first, and it was only like 3 days before, and I saw that they were coming. So I was like, I think I want to do it because I've always like wanted to do the show because like it's me starting so late. It was like one of those things, like what I said, like I watched and looked up to, like Step Up or America's Best Dance Crew, and So You Need Dance was like something I watched since I was that started that like passion. I'm like, ooh, like I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to try it out. So like I went to the studio like 2 days before the audition and figured out what solo I was gonna do, and then I auditioned and
Were
made
there
the show.
a lot of people at the Philadelphia audition? And
It was because um, they do like so many cuts that they don't show on television. Like you have to do it for the producers, you have to do it in front of the judges before it's filmed. You
mm-hmm.
have to like improv. So like it was, I want to say it was kind of like 600 people there at the Philadelphia audition. Yeah.
And so they break the 600 down to
Can I get a few words?
go to Hollywood that
They
day.
did. They did. It was a surreal experience only because like I've just like watched this show like my whole life. So and I didn't think nothing of it. I just really just wanted to audition and just to, just to see. So like when they loved it and they loved me and like what I brought and my story and things like that, it just like was such a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Can I get a few words? Can I get
how cultural it is as well.
Mm-hmm.
So just being in that, I had to learn how to do my makeup. Like this, like, I was a bird, one of the lead birds. So like I had to paint my face like this crazy, like extravagant bird makeup, and I never knew like I can do anything like that. So literally took me, I want to say like 5 hours to start of like getting my face on. So like if our call time was at 6 o'clock, I would literally have to get there at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, just so I could do my makeup. But after a while, I got used to it, and it only took me like 30 minutes. Like
Nice.
after I found
You're like, I got to get this down. He's got to do this quick.
gotta find a little secret techniques and things I can
great.
leave out that they wouldn't know, you know. But yeah.
Tell us about that audition. Like, how did you have to get invited to audition to Cirque du Soleil, or did you hear about? How do you hear about these things?
So it was funny. So a guy that that I did like a project with one time,
Yeah.
he was actually a former character in a show called Cruiser for Cirque du Soleil, and they were saying, and when we like danced together, he was like, "You actually would be amazing for like that role." He was like the lead role in the show. He was like, "You would be amazing. I think you should like send in a video for it because they're casting out now." I was like, "Okay." So I went and I saw the requirements and I filmed my like Cruiser video, and then the producers emailed me back and said, "We actually think you'll be perfect for this other lead role in this other show." So then. Yeah, after that, I sent them what they wanted me to send, and then they were like, "We want you."
So did they hire you through a video?
Yeah, and then they flew me into Vegas and just to do like a little introduction thing. I guess for them to like see like me in person too.
Sure.
And then after that was.
And how long did you rehearse that show before it was up? Was it already up and running,
Yes.
to learn the role?
So the show was there. It's the longest running show of Circus Olay in Las Vegas. So it was there for 25 years. So the show has been the same.
Whoa.
For 25 years. So when we came, the show was already up and running. They did like a little revamp. So like, there's only 5 main dancers in my show, and we're all like lead like animals. So like they brought in all new 5 dancers, and they wanted to revamp like all of the dance sections. So we rehearsed about a month, just like getting new choreography. For obviously, cause, like we're new dancers, so they wanted something that like was made for us.
Right.
So like they revamped the whole show with the dance sections because the dancers we kind of were in the entire show because like we were also like lead characters. So like it wasn't just like one section that we had to do. It was kind of like we were like legit in like the entire performance of the hour-and-a-half show. So like, we rehearsed for a month, and then after that, they just started putting us in.
And how many performances did you do a week, and how long did you go?
We did 10 to 11 shows a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and a year we did 463. Yeah, and I was there for a year, so I did about 463.
Right.
Shows.
So what prompted the change? Why leave Las Vegas and a kind of a comfortable job, and what motivated you to go?
Good question. Just being the process of just being like an artist and me just wanting to experience like life and new ways of moving and the process of moving and just developing another sense of my style. I've always been like a stickler. Like I wanted to like step my foot into any and everything that I can do just so I can have that experience to like dive from or like, you know, get from. So just like I wanted a little change. I wanted to change the scenery, a change in pace, a change in artistry, only because like didn't want to get stagnant, and I just wanted to experience life because it was so comfortable there, and I can see myself there for like a while. But I also wanted to push myself and not be comfortable because I felt a little comfortable at the time. So just push myself to keep growing. I was still young. I mean, I'm still young now.
You are young.
I feel like I'm old now.
No. Well, dancing as much as you do can age the body, but you are not old. You're just at the beginning.
So, yeah, I just wanted to, just experience life some more.
So again, I came for you. I was like, I'm here, Stanley, and I was so thrilled when you made the decision to join BalletX. It really was the right time for, I think, all of us, right? What are some of your favorite roles that you've created at BalletX? You've been with us for 2 years now, right? You've probably been a part of 12, 13, 14 missions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess which one you're gonna say.
Yeah.
I think you won what Outstanding Performance of the Year, Point Magazine,
Yeah.
Little Prince. You were the snake in the Little Prince. Now, was that one of your favorite roles to?
That was one of my favorite roles to perform. Only because it gave me a sense of character and like a sense of story, and I love like acting with my fellow like coworkers and friends, and just every night something new happens. We get to change it up and see how others react, see how the audience reacts. So it's a little bit of like dramaturge in it, which I really enjoy because I also like love acting. Um, and just the way Annabelle Lopez Ochoa, who was the creator, um, just like how she went about the process and how she like really like for each character really stuck to how we wanted to bring it out. She gave us like little bitty like hints and notes of like where she wants us to go, but like ultimately it was like up to us to really bring that character alive and just really tell that story that she wanted to portray. Um, so being a snake, it was just a time for me to like really dive deep into like another, I don't know, like sense of like dimension, just really just see what I can do to, instead of just being like, oh, he's the antagonist of the story, but like how can you have people love him but like hate him, but also like secretly like want to like be him, like so like different like dimensions instead of just like one little.
Yeah,
He's
not
just there.
just pirouette. Yeah, not just technique. I mean, it is so interesting, right? When dance like does dive into story and you're able to like pull experiences from your life and kind of, share them through your body without words. I mean, I do agree. I think that's some of the best aspect of performing. Um, so you also have another talent that's related to dancing. Does it inform? So you're an award-winning world. You're a voguer. Does your voguing, strengthen your dancing in the studio? Is it vice versa? I mean, I've seen you, on Instagram in some of your nightclub killing it on the stage, and your ability to like stretch those legs and bring dancing to your voguing certainly puts you in the star seat. How does that work, Vogue? What helps the other?
I
Can you
think they
help?
both. I think they both like help each other, like vice versa. Like when I'm doing like my everyday like ballet, it gives me a voguing like gives me a sense that I can just really express like in a different way than I normally would on an average basis. So it gives me that freedom to know that I can like move my body in so many different ways and just feel the music, and it just lets, because voguing is very like improv based,
Mm-hmm.
so like it gives me like my brain and my mind like a way to like work fast in a way to just to create in like a split of a moment. So like when I'm in class or like ballet class, like if I'm hearing like a song, and just I think it helps with the fluidity of like everything that I do, so I don't get like very robotic, but like I'm also like listen to the music and listen to each other, listen to the audience, listen to like your coworkers. So I think they help each other like vice versa,
Mm.
um, especially
That,
in like different styles.
yeah. Um, so if there's some young dancers out there who are watching this, is there any advice you would give them that helped you, or some kind of mantra that you follow? How do you stay inspired? How do you
Uh,
how are you seeing a room of 100 or 600 people? Tell us. What advice would you give these guys?
it might sound like corny, but like I'm really a strong stickler of just staying true to who you are. People will see you for who you are, and if they don't get discouraged. But people, everything that you want to do is meant for you.
Mm,
Um, I think it's definitely like in your destiny. Whatever you want to fulfill, like you can do it, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have like a time limit. You never know when it could happen. So I just think just keep pushing, keep growing, keep honing into yourself, and just keep expressing that kindness and joy, and just that focus,
yeah.
and everything's gonna come together.
How do you stay motivated? Like it can you can fall into dull, when you're in a dance company, you think, oh, this is everything you want. And hopefully it is, you know, you're fulfilled. But I just think in general, people fall into, you know, some peaks and valleys because that's just, you have to be in a valley to get to the peak, right? If we're always going, it just, so how do you navigate a valley to get back to a peak?
That's a good question. I think for me personally, I just have to really have talks with myself. I journal. Meditate. I have learned through those times that when I am like in a little, not at my peak, but like in like a little bubble, that is the time that you can like really get to know yourself and nurture yourself. That's gonna really tell you like your true character and like how hard you're willing to work at it. Because when you're in a bubble and all you want to do is be defeated, it will really like unmotivate you like a lot. So like get in the gym, journal, like reading, doing other activities outside of the activity that you like love so much, because all it can do is just help you grow and build on other aspects. So I think it's just sometimes you may have to step away to another like mindset just for a bit and come back refresh and renew as much as you can, just like help you.
And do you go to the gym? Is that some stuff you do when you're?
Yes,
I mean,
because I'm trying to gain a little weight. Unfortunately, the gyms are closed now, but do what you best you can, like at home. But
right.
yeah, the gym like helps, just helps condition me and like stay in shape. Helps me feel pumped because like we do like a lot of cardio, basically a lot at work, so it just helps that cross training.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Stanley, it's been incredible talking with you. I know great chance for all of our friends in our community to get to meet you and hear your voice. And I know you've made a lot of fans in the BalletX community. We love working with you. I mean, I'll just tell the audience, like, Stanley's an extraordinary member of the BalletX company, and he brings positivity and light and energy and focus and drive. And it's incredible working with you each and every day.
Thanks for having me.
I miss you so much. We're still in quarantine. Oh, before we go, you started working with Rena Butler, and you're working in your house with your roommate Pfeiffer.
Yes.
How is that going with Rena?
It's going amazing. We love Rena so much. We've like produced so much like material so far in like our house. Really like flipping upside down. We're like doing partner work like in our little space, and we're trying to do it as best as we can to like really get our body like going. But yeah, Rena's amazing, like her process and like what she wants us to think about and like how we can really dive deep rather than just having steps. Like we can go further with like our friendship, our bond, like being men in dance, being African American, being just a lot of layers that we're really like unveiling, which is amazing, and we love the process. I love Rena so much.
Yeah, Rena is amazing. Rena is a dancer with Hubbard Street. She's also a choreographer in residence, and I, was thrilled that she is making a work on BalletX that was supposed to premiere in our summer series. We'll see if we can make magic happen. One other thing before we go, you also won a Princess Grace Award. Goodness gracious. What a year.
Yes, it's been an amazing year. I'm so grateful for the foundation, to you guys for, sending me out, and for the foundation to, take hold of it and just, help emerging artists, fulfill like their dreams. And
yeah. So big congratulations on that. And you actually met Rena for the first time, right? At the Princess Grace.
Yeah.
She was winning an award.
Yes. She has small world.
You bonded. I saw you. You bonded.
Yes. We love it so much.
Well, I can't wait to see you in the studio. And thanks for taking the time to greet all of our audience, and love you to pieces.
I love you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Can I get a